and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hey, Sooner fans, a game-changing year is upon us. Call it your staycation destination, your beat the heat retreat, your after-sport resort with indoor and outdoor pools, thrilling rides, restaurants, spa, swim-up bar, and more. We just call it Okana, and it opens soon, just east of downtown OKC, right on the river. Okana Resort and Indoor Water Park. Learn more at okanaresort.com. We're ready to go. Picturesque evening here in Norman. Thanks for joining us for the Sooner Softball pregame show and Sooner Softball all day long. This is a historic day for Diamond Sports on campus. I'll tell you about it as Kirsten Deal stares in, and at straight up 6 o'clock, she throws a strike to Brooklyn Ulrich, this junior second baseman. Ulrich at .404 on the season. The 0-1. Great spot from Deal. No balls and 2 strikes. On this, the 1-year anniversary of Loves Field, or as our man Alan Moody said when he came in, happy birthday to Loves Field. Deal brings home the 0-2 pitch, a little bit up. For the first time in the history of the University of Oklahoma, 3 Diamond Sports events were going on campus at the same time. How cool is that?
It's pretty amazing.
And just, I think, period. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good start for Kirsten Deal. We call that the Toby Baldwin special. On the 1-year anniversary, 3 Diamond Sport events all hosted on the OU campus on the same day, a first. At 3 different sites. But again, to be fair, not many places do have another softball field just hanging out like Marita Hines is right now. Diamond Leslie takes the first pitch for a ball.
I think one of the coolest parts about that is 1 year, happy birthday, right, to Les Field, but you still got Marita Hines over there with games being played. It's pretty awesome.
There's a strike. Leslie against Oklahoma. Went 1 for 3. The top 4 hitters in the Marshall lineup did a nice job of providing opportunities yesterday for the Thundering Herd. That misses out. Let's talk about Kirsten Deal.
What else can we say about Deal? I mean, I have loved so much watching her, you know, and now as an upperclassman, but just really just develop.
2-1 popped up. She can field her position, too. 2 away. Maturing, right?
Yes.
Even in your 3rd season, you still see growth week to week from her. I am a big fan.
Well, and it's something, too, we've talked about how much growth we've seen from her, but, you know, just right there on the pop-up, nice pitch on the inner half to Leslie, but she's done just such a great job of developing her pitches and getting better command.
Strike 1. To Riley Lucas, the senior first baseman. We'll make Kirsten Deal tonight's Love's Travel Stops player to watch. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. The 0-1. Swing and a miss.
And I think one thing that Deal brings that gets overlooked sometimes, this consistent just calmness. Whether things are going tremendous or could be going better, she's really poised in everything that she does.
0-2 misses out, 1 and 2. It's kind of become a bit of a spokesperson at times for the team, if you will. She's become the star of some of the NIL ads so far, has Kirsten Deal. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. For now, she's just absolutely dealing in the circle. A 1-2-3 first. We head to the bottom half. Oklahoma and Marshall are scoreless. Scoreless game as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Sooner Softball is presented by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Today's game sponsor is the Omni Oklahoma City Hotel. Your perfect getaway awaits you at the Omni OKC. That's DJ Sanchez. My name is Chris Plank, and Abby Dayton will lead things off as Marshall will turn to Jules King 2-2 on the season. Already her 7th start. Opponents hitting just .237 against her. Field in a bit for Dayton. First pitch. A little bit up, ball 1. That's our home plate umpire, Perry Owens. Fairly familiar name around these here parts. Marty, as Bet, I haven't got the correct pronunciation, but it says Betchian is what I'm going with. The 1-0 pitch is high, 2-0. Azebetiin.
I just take your word for it. That's where I'm
Jenna Bouillon's over at third. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Dayton. That's in for a strike. We had a good old fight. The third inning shout-outs over the pronunciation of a town. It's been mean in them shout-out streets. Third inning coming up. We'll hear where you're listening from. Third inning shout-outs. Hit us up at OU on the air. The 2-1 pitch to Abby Dayton. A little bit up, 3 balls and a strike. Have you liked what you've seen so far from Abby Dayton?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, we haven't seen her take a swing yet, but something that I feel is going to be a key offensively for the Sooners is to be aggressively selective. As that pitch catches the inside corner for called strike 2 and count runs full. But and that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but nearly every pitcher on Marshall's staff has really high walk numbers. And, King is no different. She's got 11 walks in 28 innings. And there's the 12th right there as Dayton is aboard with a leadoff walk. But stay aggressive with what they've been doing. But you've got to make these Marshall pitchers come in the zone. And, again, sometimes easier said than done. You get a little overzealous. So be selective.
Here's one of the hottest hitting players in all of college softball, Ella Parker. A .580 average. First pitch, a little bit up, ball 1. And if there is a theme that's been developing over the last couple of games, it's that Patty Gasso is not going to be afraid to put Abby Dayton in motion.
Especially early on in this game, trying to get something moving.
1-0. No indication she wants to go yet as that pitch is up and away. And one thing I love that Coach told us, too, was, hey, call a hit and run to get him to swing the bat.
You took the words right out of my mouth. 2-0 count. Good hit and run count here.
Dayton's off. Pitch is low. It's dropped. No throw. Stolen base. Oh, these Sooners, these speedy Sooners. Chalk up 8 for 8 now on the season for Abby Dayton.
And I think something, too, that very well could have been a run and hit, right? There's a difference. There's a difference. And run and hit, Parker has the choice, right? But the point is if it's close, you better protect your runner.
3-0 pitches in for a strike. Putting some faith in a bat like Ella Parker in a situation like that. Don't know if it could have worked out much more perfectly for Patty Gasso. Runner at second. Nobody out. The 3-1.
That's a hack.
Parker had a cut. Simulcast call tonight, so welcome to those of you on the SEC Network Plus side of things. Along with DJ, I'm Chris. Simulcast and always on the Sooner Radio Network. 3-2 pitch, fouled off again. Great affiliates like Franchise 1560, and if you download the Varsity Network app, you can listen anytime, anywhere. So welcome aboard on the TV side of things. But we don't have a replay monitor, so don't get mad at us. 3-2 pitch is fouled off again. I asked today. I reached out. I said, Jacob Potter, what do we got to do to get a replay monitor in here? And he said, why don't you just look at the big screen because they're showing them.
Fair.
Are you a fan of that? No, he was kidding. Are you a fan of that, by the way? 3-2 is fouled back.
I understand it. I think that there's so much of it, too, for fan engagement.
Yeah,
right?
Sure. I mean, we saw it earlier.
Well, think of the years that we've had so many fans like looking up here because they know we have a replay monitor. But I think fan engagement's a big part of it.
Oh, she gets Ella Parker on the swing and miss. What a pitch by Jules King, one away.
And we're going to count back in a dangerous position. It's at one point 3-1. And
she was 3-0 with it.
Yes. And continuing to live on that outside corner. I mean, we didn't really see King come inside.
No. Oh, that comes in tight on Sanders. Ball one. Jules King out of Steubenville High School by way of Steubenville, Ohio. One of the most effective arms for the Thundering Herd so far this season as the 1-0 misses up and out. Had an outstanding outing versus Elon last week. Complete game 3 hitter. Struck out 11 in that game. The 2-0 to Sid. Called strike.
And she's got some pretty good stuff. Throwing a curveball in the outer half. We saw her working everything away to Ella Parker and then getting that swing through on a pitch that just broke off the plate. But really does a good job working left and right.
Sanders turns on one foul down the left field line. Lights are starting to come on here at Love's as the sun sets. The flagpole with Old Glory was fixed today, so all 3 flags flying high. State of Oklahoma, OU flag, flanking Old Glory. 2-2 pitch. Popped up back towards us, DJ. Now, in the old setting, we would have had a chance to make a play because that would have been right.
True. That would have been right at us.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
We wouldn't have had a chance. We would have made a play.
Do you know, I never really got too terribly close. I had one that went right over our head. You caught one. Foul balls at Marita Hines, man. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Sid, way outside, full count.
And one thing we heard Coach talk about this in the pregame, Sydney Sanders getting jammed from time to time, and we've seen that a little bit in this at-bat. So full count here. Looking to see Sydney Sanders get on time.
Full count pitch to the backstop. Off the third goes Dayton, and it's a walk of Sid Sanders. That was the old Ebby Calvin Nuclealuche. That thing was well out of the reach of Bobby Darnley, who she came close, hit the high jump, and it sets up the Sooners in what's been one of their more advantageous positions, first and third in less than 2 outs, and the hottest hitter in the lineup right now, Pickering. Cassidy takes a strike.
And Pickering, huge game against Kansas not too long ago, but wouldn't be surprised to see a first and third play here, maybe try to take advantage of Marshall's infield a little bit.
Low one pitch is up and in. Member of the preseason All-SEC team. 1 ball and a strike. 1-2. That one smoked him. Give you an idea of the kind of heater. What they say that she violated the pitch clock? No?
Nope. Delay steal. Sid Sanders on the throw back to the pitcher. Yep.
For a moment, I looked down at her stats, and I'm like, oh, no, something good happened. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That ball's blasted deep to left center field. Cassidy Pickering is on some kind of run. A 3-run bomb in the first inning has shot the Sooners out of the cannon. It's 3-zip Oklahoma. Cassidy Pickering doing it all. Wow.
All 3 bombs that she's hit today have gone almost to the exact same spot. They've been at least in the same section. And you gotta know moving forward, quit throwing her there. Right?
That is the 7th home run of the season for Cassidy Pickering. On February 16th, Cassidy Pickering was hitting 111. Her average is knocking on the door of 400. Just a week later, first pitch to Nelly is a little bit up, ball 1. My goodness, what a run. She is on fire. 2 for 2 in the first game, and both home runs to left center field, as DJ told you. The 1-0 pitch misses low to Nelly. And now a home run, a 3-run jack in her first at bat in game 2. Nelly's been hitting the ball well, too. came in and jammed her. Two balls and a strike.
And we've seen King run that screwball, that pitch a little more elevated, but running it into these righties. Sawed off Sydney Sanders. We just saw it here to McEnroe.
Good spot on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sooner home run, by the way, is proudly brought to you by the dedicated people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. 3-zip Sooners on the 3-run home run from Pickering. The 2-2 is outside. Welcome to those who watch the OU baseball team. Roll today over CSUN was listening to Chad McKee's post-game between games. Full count pitch. Popped into shallow center field. Could be trouble racing in, making a nice play. It's Keisha Parks, and there's 2 away.
There's that same pitch from Jules King, running it in on the hands of these righties, and Nelly McEnroe Marinas not able to get extended. Pretty good spot there from Jules King. And I'll say this, she's got some zip. She's got some velo, so when she's coming in hard to these hitters, a little bit late.
Here's Malloy. First pitch strike. Live look at Tia Malloy's average at .233. 4 of her 7 hits have been home runs. Pretty good percentage. She had a home run cut there. Strike 2. Man, what a day for Cassidy Pickering.
Yes.
That ball's line foul down the left field line.
Malloy reached out. That pitch, easily a ball off the plate.
With her 3 homers today now, Pickering, 21 career home runs. Let me double check to see if that's incorrect. 20 career home runs. I'm sorry. I'm trying to juice that number up for her a little bit. Malloy gets time as the action clock was at 9. There you go. They reset it. Here's the 0-2. Hammers that one foul. If you missed game 1, we did have an action clock violation.
2.
2 of them. And the second one, I guess in some ways, led to the game-ending walk-off home run by Nelly. She was called for an action clock violation right before it. Here's the 0-2. Up and in. Though I was over-analyzing that between games, and I thought, doesn't that fit along with what Coach Gasso has said? Sometimes just go up there and know you got to swing.
Yep.
Just swing. Don't try to overanalyze it and swing hard, and she did. There's another hard swing, and this is some kind of a bat. Look out, Tia.
Yeah, Tia Malloy taking absolute hacks in the box. And some of these pitches that she's fouled off, good locations from Jules King, but we're seeing her work up in the zone, out off the plate, and Malloy just getting rid of them.
The 1-2. Fouled off. There it goes again. I think my favorite thing, DJ, getting to work with you is every now and then when you'll do something with your arm or you'll do something like a motion. Is that more for the hitter or the pitcher this time with the arm moving out?
I think old habits dying hard, probably, from coaching, but
the left arm comes out and the forearm flicks forward is what the common sign is. The 1-2. Another wasted pitch. Tia comes away none.
If you are Jules King, if you have the ability to effectively change speeds, might want to think about it.
One ball and 2 strikes. The pitch.
It's a good walk.
Low and in. Ball 2.
Good take from Malloy, but great location coming from Jules King. In at the knee.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Another foul ball. So if the scoreboard is correct, this is now an 11 pitch at bat, and the next pitch would be the 12th. Official Stats has Jules King's pitch count at 31, so that doesn't update till the next hitter. So this will be the 12th pitch of this at-bat between Malloy and King. And we're going to do it again.
And Malloy, too, this at-bat started 0-2. So she's fouled off all these pitches, worked it to a 2-2 count.
This is just awesome. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, got her. And a big stomp and a celebration, and deservedly so, from Jules King. That was a battle. An absolutely grueling 13-pitch at bat, and Jules King gets the strikeout. But the Sooners strike first.
$1 million to keep you coming back. Tell them, Seth.
That's my promise of oil changes and engines for life on newer used gas or diesel at no additional cost to you.
That's amazing.
No, that's Seth Wadley's Chevy of Ada, 1301 North Broadway in the heart of Ada, or click adachevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Welcome back to Norman, Loves Field. Joe C is here. Is this the first game you... Oh, yeah, you've been here a couple times. I know you wouldn't miss it. What a day for Diamond Sports. Oklahoma and baseball and softball, the only SEC teams that combined still undefeated. How about that? TTT leads things off, the third baseman. Sooners up 3-zip. Swings to the first pitch from Kirsten Deal. Big things going on for Skip's crew. Big things going on here at Loves Field for Patty's crew. No balls and a strike. 444 average for Tia this year. Home run and 5 runs batted in.
That's a good spot.
Missed somewhere. 1 ball and a strike. Great crowd. Gorgeous night. Lights starting to illuminate Loves Field on the 1-year anniversary of the first game here. Popped up a mile high behind home plate.
It's a good location up in the zone from Deal. You can see TT came out hacking first pitch. And Deal missed inside a bit, but good spot here to maybe throw that rise ball up in the zone, up in her eyes.
Here comes the 1-2. She kind of picks away at the outside corner and just misses. I like that spot, though.
Yes.
If she's hitting that, she's doing something pretty outrageous. In a good way for the hitter. 2 balls and 2 strikes, Deal. Been solid so far, misses high.
There's that rise ball. Little too elevated. She gets that in the eyes. I think that's the chase that she's after. But have to come in the zone now here, 3-2.
The lefty stares in. Here it comes. Grounded to the left side. Nice play by Nelly at third. Gloves throws. 1 away.
Nelly Macro-Marinas today. Deal getting the start, but Lowry getting the start in game 1. Both lefties. And just feeding third base with those curveballs into righties. It's a fun day as a third baseman when you've got lefties in the circle who have a good curveball or who can work inside to righties well.
Paige Simpson swings at the first pitch. Gabby Garcia races out on the pop-up, makes the catch in the first cut, if you would, of the outfield grass, and there's quickly 2 away. That play can always be a tough one, right, for the shortstop going out and the center fielder coming in.
And you kind of hold your breath, and you practice it so often, and your outfielder's supposed to take the late call. So good job there by Gabby Garcia, just getting under it quickly.
First pitch strike to Chandler Hoskins. 333 average for Hoskins on the year. No ball strike count with 2 outs. The pitch. Line to center field. Dayton thought about it for a moment, but we'll watch it drop in front of her. And it's a 2-out single here in the top of the second. For Hoskins, after going 0 for 2 against Oklahoma here yesterday in game 1 of the weekend series for the Sooners, gets her first hit against OU. Gorgeous weather tonight. 62 degrees, feels like 54, and a light wind at 11 miles an hour. Abby Darnley, the catcher, and I didn't mean to check swing that rolls foul down the first base line. Don't like what I see in the forecast tomorrow, but from what we've been told, the rain is early. Shouldn't affect anything. My fingers are crossed, Josie. That was the game day weather presented by David Payne, the Oklahoma weather expert, only on Oklahoma's own News 9. There's a line drive base hit down the left field line for Darnley. Rounding second, headed for third is Hoskins. They'll hold her there on a ball that was just left up, and Hoskins stands at third after Darnley ripped it down the left field line.
And Deal throughout this game in the top half of this lineup has done a really good job establishing the inside corner and running that ball in on the black of the plate. Last two batters, we've seen that pitch not quite get in where it needs to be, in on the hands, and just giving Marshall the opportunity to get extended. But 2 outs. Go after the 8-hole hitter.
That's Bub Faringa. And you said go after her.
Yes.
.083 average on the season. First pitch swinging, pops it down the left field line. Is there room for Nelly? No. That hits off the side netting.
Take advantage of the lefty-lefty matchup here as well.
Just 2 for 24 on the season for Bub Faringa, making her 10th start of the year. The DP waits. A little bit up. We were talking earlier about the replays being on the big screen now. One of the funny things is when you feel like you didn't get the right call, Love's Field erupted here yesterday on the Tia Malloy play at second, the 1-1 pitch. Popped into shallow left field. Easy work for Pickering, who makes the catch, and that'll do it. Well, Deal works around a little 2-out mess, and as we head to the bottom of the second inning, Oklahoma 3, Marshall 0. You're listening to Sooner Softball, presented by Love's Travels. That was a heck of a rally last inning from Jules King to work around the 3-run homer from Cassidy Pickering. There's a hard bunt towards third. TT up with it, throws, got her.
I like the idea. Not crazy about the execution.
A little bit too much?
Too much, but you can't knock Agbayani. I mean, that's something she does very, very well. And you got to love in the 7-hole, especially trying to lead things off and put some pressure on a defense. And tip your hat to TT at third base, being all over it, but just a little bit too much oomph, and you got to find an alley.
Here's Bella Emmerling. Boy, she swings hard and fouls it back. Kind of hope maybe the good day yesterday can be a bit of a springboard for her. Coach telling us that last night's home run, yesterday afternoon's home run, was on a hit and run call.
And we talk about that a lot as that ball skips away in the dirt for ball one. But we talk about that a lot. When Coach Gasso calls a hit and run, part of the goal is to take some of the pressure off of the hitter. That sounds kind of counterintuitive, right? You know, some people may think, oh, hit and run, you've got to put the ball in play.
1-1, swing and a miss.
But with that, it's just some of the thought process is put a swing on a ball. That's it. Put a swing on the pitch wherever it's at and take all the other thought processes out of it.
1-2, misses outside.
You know, you get away from the yes, yes, no mentality when you're in the box.
Right.
I have one job. My job is to swing the bat and ideally base hit or put the ball on the ground.
The 2-2 pitch misses up. Full count. The next pitch for King will be her 51st pitch in an inning and a third. Sooners lead at 3-0.
She works deep into counts, but she also, Tia Malloy.
Yep. All 4. And that Tia Malloy, I'll double check during the next break. Had it at 14 pitch at bat. That'll put those pitch count numbers up.
Well, we mentioned this too at the start of this game. Jules King has really good stuff, but walks have been a little bit of an issue. That's the third one in this game so far, and just now making her way to the bottom half of this lineup.
First pitch to Gabby Garcia, misses. The freshman in that 9-hole has had quite the weekend for Oklahoma. Average ticking towards 300. She gets into one, deep to center field at the wall. She did it again. The kid homer to center field, Gabby Garcia. Oh, hit the light show. The freshman is having a homestand. 5-0 Sooners with one out in the bottom of the second inning. Take a bow, freshman.
Garcia did a really good job of barreling that pitch up. And that's a pitch we've seen. Again, Jules King for Marshall's got some good velocity. And we've seen her when she comes on the inner half, especially early in counts. Some of these Sooner hitters be a little bit late. Not Gabby Garcia. Found a way to get on time and took that pitch to the deepest part of the field. And I'd be curious to see the replay because I don't think she barreled it up completely. I think it was in on her hands still.
Top of the lineup, Abby Dayton, first pitch a little bit out. That Sooner home run is proudly brought to you by the dedicated people of Oklahoma Oil and Natural Gas. I thought there was going to be a play for Parks in center as the 1-0 pitch misses outside, 2-0. You know what I failed to bring up in one of the earlier home runs? For one of the first times I can remember, we had a mad dash for the softball in the middle of the garden. 2-0 pitches outside, 3-0.
I didn't even see that. I must have missed it.
There was one of the young fans, I believe, she emerged out of the right center field bleachers. No care whatsoever. It's a little sticky out there in Gasso's garden. His limbs will get you. 3-0 is a strike. Dayton ran up the batter's box to try to create a little chaos there. Walked her first time up, stole a base. 7 home runs on the day for the Sooners. 3-1 pitch is out on the outer edge. Full count. Good fight back from King here. Full count pitch is hammered pretty deep to center field. I thought Dayton was going to do it at the track, but a beautiful play in left center field. It just ran out of gas as Parks makes the catch, and there's 2 away. I thought she got enough of it, DJ.
Struck well, and Parks, we saw her on Garcia's home run. I mean, she was back at the wall trying to make a play, but she does a really good job reading the ball off the bat immediately, and that may be the day for Jules King.
Emily Cole will be called upon, the new Marshall pitcher. It's time for a pitching change, and it's brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops is the heart of the highway. Ella Parker will come to the plate with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. The Sooners are up 5-0. We'll pause 60 seconds for a pitching change. This is Sooner softball from Learfield.
Thank you, Oklahoma. You made Seth Wiley Chevrolet of Ada the fastest growing Chevrolet store in the state again. This year, we're hitting the ground running with massive savings on in the heart of Ada, or click adachevy.com. Together, let's drive.
The bats have come alive for the Sooners on a Saturday in Norman. Ella Parker will step to the plate. It's 5-0 Sooners. After hitting 5 home runs in the first game today, Sooner hitters 2 already here tonight. Abby Dayton came close to a third. And here's Ella Parker against the new Marshall pitcher, Emily Cole. That off-speed misses low. That's the difference between King and Cole. Pretty dramatic mile-per-hour difference. The 1-0. There's that off-speed. Strike 1.
Yeah, Jules King pumping the gun pretty well, and Emily Cole 2 looping off-speed pitches.
The 1-1.
Make that 3.
Misses. It took Oklahoma a bit last night I keep saying last night, yesterday afternoon, to really figure out Emily Cole. But when they did, 8 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. The 2-1 pitch misses.
Well, and it's tough when you face a pitcher like Cole. You've got to find a different kind of discipline, right? Of, yes, being on time, but also letting the pitch get deep.
A little more juice on that on the inside corner for strike 2, full count.
But a pitcher like Cole that changes speeds as often and as dramatically as she does, you expect to see these hitters kind of sit in late rhythm. So they're sitting and fouling off the fastball or anything hard and getting on time for the off speed, just like Ella Parker.
Rips it past the second baseman's glove into right center field. And Ella Parker did just what DJ Sanchez said to do. She waited and she smoked it past Ulrich. Sooners have a runner aboard now with 2 outs, and Ella Parker gets the... Is that for Ella? Is that her first hit of the day? It is. 0 for 3 in game 1. Now 1 for 2. 5-0 Sooners. Here's the first pitch to Sid. That off-speed drops in for a strike. We'd like to thank our OU community outreach partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola. The University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. No balls and a strike. Parker's a threat to go over at first. Sanders got under one to left field. Shallow left field. Leslie comes in a couple steps, makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Sooners in the second. But the home run parade continues. Gabby Garcia, her second of the day. And as we head to the third, Oklahoma leads at 5-0. This is Sooner softball.
The gate. From now until the end of the month, you could take $10,000 off new Chevy Silverado Crew Cab 4x4 trucks with many to choose from. Plus, just put $99 down on used vehicles and drive today.
5-0. And every third inning, all season long on the Sooner Radio Network. We love to hear where you're listening from, so hit us up on Twitter, X, at OU on the air. That's at OU on the air. And our third inning shoutouts are presented by Oklahoma Career Tech, preparing Oklahomans to succeed in the workplace, in education, and in life. And a reminder, tickets are available for the upcoming games in OKC. You want to see the Sooners on the biggest stage? Go to Soonersports.com/tickets. First pitch swinging. Keisha Parks popped up on the infield just off the glove of Garcia. It rolls away into foul territory. And by the time Garcia can retrieve it, Parks is standing on second base with a leadoff infield double.
Yeah, and that's a tough play. A good pitch from Deal. Great effort from Gabby Garcia and just catching a tough break. But I will say this, Marshall is coming out hacking against Kirsten Deal. They've been very aggressive. Of the 9 hitters that Deal faced first time through the order, 6 came out first pitch hacking. So a lot of aggressiveness coming from this Marshall lineup.
First pitch ball low and away from Deal to Ulrich. A strikeout victim in the first to start the game. 405 average for Ulrich. This will be the 26th pitch of the night for Deal. 3 hits on the game for Marshall. That one, speaking of hits, nearly hit Ulrich.
This is where I want to see Deal, again, worked out of a jam back in the second. Leadoff double to start the third. We really praised how much we've seen her gain command of her pitches.
There's a bouncer foul.
And get rid of those big misses. I feel like that's something younger in her career, early in her career, that we kind of saw her maybe getting herself in trouble with at times. So in this type of situation, nobody out, runner in scoring position, top of the order, stick with your stuff. Don't try to do too much.
2-1 is fouled off. Last year throughout the season, there were the debates. Once the postseason came around, who was going to be the ace for the Sooners? You had a lot of options, and as the season progressed, you kind of realized, all right, it's Kelly Maxwell time, as she showed it. Deal trying to put herself in that kind of position for this team as the 2-2 who just missed ball 3. And by that, I'm not trying to say she's trying to or wants to be Kelly Maxwell, but she wants to be in that position where, hey, I'm your ace.
Well, when the game's on the line, she wants the ball.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch.
It's a good
Pulled
spot.
strike 3.
And that's the command and the response that we're talking about. Taking that pitch on the inner half and just freezing Ulrich, one of Marshall's best hitters, arguably Marshall's best hitter, and hitting a spot. Good response from Deal.
Here's Diamond Leslie, the left fielder. She popped out back to Deal in the first, and she tries to bunt this one. It's foul.
And I think kind of going back to your point, Plank, with this staff and the makeup of this staff right now as it stands, every pitcher on this Sooner bullpen is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And, I think it's hard not to say that as the season goes on,
A 1 grounded foul.
that you don't see an ace emerge. But with that being said, I feel like Coach Rocha and Coach Gasso have this staff set up to essentially play to matchups. And when you have a staff that can do that, I mean, it can be deadly. And you also aren't wearing out arms.
0-2 pitch misses outside. Ooh, Emmerling had the ball get away from her. The runner takes off for third. Parks is there safely. It was a split second that Emmerling kind of lost the location of the softball. And by the time she found it, Parks was on her way to third, and she's there with only 1 out, but a 1-2 count here on Leslie.
I think that can be a little bit of a lesson learned for Emmerling.
Here's a pop fly to right field. Malloy makes the catch. Runner tags. The throw is an absolute dart. So back to third goes Parks. 2 away.
I think it's understated how big time it is to have arms in your outfield that can keep people from running, especially down 5-0. Sometimes you want to challenge an outfield and say, make a play. And I think this outfield has shown in Malloy doing it there of going, I dare you to run.
Riley Lucas takes the first pitch, skips in for ball 1. 5 runs on 3 hits for the Sooners. Marshall, though scoreless, has had a couple opportunities there, even with the Sooners at 3 hits apiece. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Lucas. Boy, that just missed, and the fans aren't going to like that one.
I will say, going back to what we were talking about earlier about replays being up on the board, that's a tough day for an umpire.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's seeing it, so you better get it right.
Here's the 2-0. Kind of looked like the same spot to me. Strike 1. Boy, like Lucas, when she gets in the batter's box, she seems confident. Open stance, waving that bat behind her ear. 382 average. She watches ball 3. That's really going to cause a few grumbles in the crowd. A little bit low, though, on that outer edge. Drama here in the top of the third. 5-zip Sooners. Runner at third, 2 outs. Deal behind 3 balls and a strike. The pitch is lined right to short. 1 hop for Ugbayan. He throws to first. Exhale. Kirsten Deal works out of a jam. And as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Oklahoma leads at 5-zip. You're listening to Sooners.
Every day, breakfast is served all day. The Midway, serving great food to Norman since 1955.
Cassidy Pickering will lead things off for the Sooners in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Oklahoma on top 5-zip, and she's the reason why, or at least one half of it. 3-run home run for Pickering. She's hit 3 home runs on the day. First pitch, that changeup for the opposition. The word enraging, because you just look at it. How can you not hit that a mile? 1-0 skips in.
It's similar to like a knuckleball pitcher in baseball, right? Where you walk away and go, how did we not hit that? But again, it's tough. The most important pitch in softball, you can't change my mind. It's the changeup.
2-0 pitch is outside, 3-0. All home runs have been to the opposite field. And she'll walk down to first base. Heard from Doug Hamilton down in Hockley, Texas. He was first in. Buddies Gary and Jessica Cavins tuned in. Jessica Cavins, huge softball fan. DJ, huge. Big time topic of conversations over at Cavins. She's a Cowgirl fan, though. I got to get caught up on Kenny Gajewski's team. Nelly McEnroe Marinas digs in. Runners not going as that first pitch misses low.
Something here, too. We've talked so much about stolen base numbers for Oklahoma. Great time to steal some bags when you've got a change-up pitcher in the circle.
Good point. 1-0. Misses up 2-0. Nelly flied out to center field her last time up. Going to get a pinch runner here. Timing of that. What do you think? Patty Gasso was thinking? Why not? Riley Zakay will be the pinch runner. First time we've seen her this weekend.
Now I expect to see some runners in motion.
Okay. So there are a couple of pitches to Nelly McEnroe Marinas. It's a 2-0 count in the bottom of the third inning. 5-0 Sooners. Riley Zakay will pinch run here. And I believe it's the first time since maybe the California week that we've seen her pinch run. So maybe an opportunity to get in that rotation as one of the Sooner top pinch runners for Zakay. Freshman out of Niles, Michigan. All right, here's the 2-0 pitch outside. 3-0. In fact, this is the first appearance for Zakay since the February 7th game against Cal State Fullerton. The 3-0. Ball 4.
And I see that pitch has so much speed taken off of it. Being caught by Darnley in the zone, but it crossed the plate up in a loop.
All right, here's Tia Malloy.
I think I'm being a little bit.
First pitch. That drops in for a strike. Go ahead.
But a little bit over, anxious here of good opportunity to work on some of these things. You got runners at first and second, nobody out. Potentially a double steal. Just kind of curious to see what Coach Gasso has up her sleeve.
Well, Malloy takes the 0-1 off speed, and it drops right in for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. The next pitch will be the 19th in this game from Cole. Here it comes. Fouled at the plate. Good to see Zane J. Rick and the crew checking in from North Huntington, Pennsylvania. The drummer dad is in Denver. Hey, Kelly Stover is back in H-Town. Alan and Samantha Boomer. Miss Jane Jetson, Michael Lovelace. Chad down in Orlando. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Again, Malloy, she wanted to, but she takes that off speed that just falls out of the zone. The challenge to not want to attack that pitch, it's immense.
Well, and you could see her kind of start to reload and track it down. So good discipline from Malloy.
1-2, ripped towards the right side off a hop to short for 1 to first. Safe. So good job up the middle by Ulrich. Simpson covering the bag. Smooth, strong throw to first, but Malloy beat it out for the fielder's choice. So first and third, 1 away for Ailana Agbayani, and just about everything is in play here with Zakay, the pinch runner, at third. The speedy Malloy at first, and a solid bat handler, and Agbayani at the plate. Wow, was that the flip change that we hear about? The hand movement on that was wild from Cole. Agbayani, her last time up, grounded out to third on a really nice play by TT. The 1-0. Runner goes. It's a bunt that's foul. Or no, it's a wild pitch. Zakay scores. Malloy rounds second and slides in at third.
And you could see that pitch off the glove of Darnley. I wouldn't be shocked if that's not a pass ball.
Yeah.
But Agbayani trying to lay down the bunt, because I believe that is probably, I don't think she pulled back.
They haven't updated the scoreboard.
I think she
yet.
attempted.
Regardless, I've got it at 1-1.
Yep.
Here's the pitch. It's a squeeze bunt, and it's a beauty. Malloy scores. Agbayani is safe. The kids like to say when you're doing well that you're in your bag. Patty Gasso is in her bag right now.
And
a squeeze bunt, a sack bunt. Let's go, baby.
And that's what we were just talking about. Curious to see what Coach Gasso pulls out here, because you knew something was going to happen. Not just trying to put runs on the board. Obviously, that is the goal right here in this ball game. Did they say she was out of the box?
They're going to say she was out of the box. A very late call, and now...
But if she was out of the box, she would have been out. Correct?
Patty Gasso is coming down to want an explanation.
So, out of the box can't be the call, because Agbayani would have been called out. Are they saying it went off her foot?
Oh, now that could be what they're saying. They will not obviously give us any clarification.
Man.
Yeah, there you go. It's a 1-1 count. They couldn't have called an illegal pitch or anything. Well, there's a runner at third. Let's see if they try the squeeze again. That misses outside. 2 balls and a strike.
I'd be lying. There's no change in the count. I'd be lying if I knew exactly what the call was. If she had been called out of the box, Agbayani would have been out.
Alana lifts one deep to right center field. Oh, there's confusion. Miscommunication between Parks and Hoskins. It falls to the ground. And Oklahoma adds to its lead. It's now 7-zip. You could tell there was trouble when Hoskins turned to Parks, and Parks was looking at Hoskins. And Agbayani is standing at second. I think the kids also say ball don't lie.
Yeah.
And in that instance for Oklahoma, they still got their run, and Agbayani still at second.
We'll call it a double. Nobody touched it.
There's still nothing in the official scoring.
But I'll say this. We go back and we break down that entire at-bat by Agbayani. Part of what we're seeing in this inning is putting on plays, the squeeze, showing bunts, stealing bags, all of these things, prepping for when you're in a 0-0 ball game and you've got to get the job done. So love seeing that pitch misses outside for a ball, but love seeing just the execution. Agbayani gets called back from the squeeze, finds a way to lift a ball out to the outfield, which would have been a sacrifice fly. It was deep enough.
This is Maya Bland, by the way, who is pinch hitting for the Sooners. First time we've seen her today. And 1-0 count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Finish your thought.
No, but just Agbayani in the at-bat and the way that it went. Again, seeing her be able to take a pitch that she could handle and do enough with it. Because had that ball been caught, it would have been a sacrifice fly regardless.
2 balls and a strike. Had an RBI single, did Bland, and now she waits on one and lifts it deep to left field, and Maya Bland bombs her first career home run. An opposite field bomb from Bland hit the light show. Airplane in. And welcome to Run Rule territory, courtesy of Maya Bland.
I talked about it earlier. Against a pitcher like Emily Cole, who has thrown 95% off-speed pitches, sit in late rhythm and take the ball the other way. Maya Bland coming in cold off the bench in a pinch hit situation, executing perfectly. When I look back at this game, I think about execution at the plate. It's been really something to see here tonight.
So the call, by the way, on the Agbayani bunt, as we're going to have a pitching change, we'll keep it here. That's on a out of the box. It's a delayed dead ball now.
Okay.
So thanks to Okie Phil, and it's just a strike instead of an out. Unless you have 2 strikes, then it's an out.
Okay.
Yeah, they that was a
Yes.
rule adjustment. I just didn't see the clear
I didn't either.
notification of it. Kind of had to guess either that or a illegal pitch. But regardless, the Sooner bats wake up in a big way. It's a 4-run third. It's 9-0. And as we have this pitching change brought to you by Love's Travel Stops. Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. Sooners play again at 1:45 tomorrow, but this is one heck of a statement.
Yes, absolutely. And we're watching 1 through 9. Every batter in this lineup has reached base in some way or form, whether it be a base hit, drawing a walk. So getting production 1 through 9, and then Maya Bland coming in a pinch hit opportunity and hitting the 2-run shot.
Maddie Veal is the new pitcher for Marshall. She faced 3 batters here on Saturday against the Sooners. As Garcia digs in, first pitch is outside. And she walked all 3 of them. Was responsible for 2 runs. As the righty stares down, another hot-hitting Sooner in Gabby Garcia. 1-0. A little bit high. Yeah, and our buddy Rich Martis went back and was looking at the Zapruder film. And he said she was out of the box on the inside line near home plate, even though the chalk is all gone. Well, welcome to softball. As that 1-0 pitch misses outside. I don't know how in the world umpire could determine what would be considered in the box on that inside line that, again, is just pretty much a mixture of chalk and dirt. No definitive line. 3-0 pitch is up and away, ball 4, and Gabby Garcia continues her hot streak. She reaches. And Patty Gasso's going to use Cheney Helton here to hit. Well, this might explain a little bit why we saw Zakay in the pinch run situation. Cheney Helton is going to step to the plate and have an opportunity to add to the 9-zip Sooner lead. We're only in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And here comes the left-handed hitting Cheney Helton, who is making her first plate appearance at Love's Field. She takes that pitch a little bit out. She's pinch run a couple times. Well, more than a couple times, enough to amass 4 runs scored this weekend. Not this weekend, but throughout the first part of the season. She takes the 1-0 pitch a little bit out, 2-0. She stole a base in the opener against CSUN. But that pinch run roll has led to an opportunity for her first career at-bat here. And she swings through the 2-0 for strike 1. Oh, what a moment for Cheney Helton.
Yes.
Not only first at Love's Field, first in her career. Everything had been as a base runner or on defense. Get a hold of one here, kid. That caught the outside corner, 2-2. We're only in the bottom of the 3rd, and it's 9-zip already. It's been a party here in the 3rd. The 2-2 to the Kawita product is high, full count. Nine zip. Are you sending your runner 3-2 with 1 out? We're about to find out. All 4. Don't believe Garcia was going there. She jogs down to second. And in her first career plate appearance, in her first career at bat, Cheney Helton reaches on a walk.
And I would expect that we are going to see quite a bit of movement as far as pinch hit opportunities, defensive shifts as well. 9-run cushion, still some game left. It's not, but we've talked to Coach in seasons past too, and we're in the middle of a weekend right now in run rule territory. Fourth game of this tournament,
right?
Potentially fourth run rule. When you're cutting games short, it gets difficult to get all of your players the reps that they need. So I would really expect to see Coach take this opportunity to get some opportunities to some players.
Quick conversation between the umpires. I don't know if they were verifying how many outs or who had the watch or started the action clock. Strike one to Ella Parker. One for two afternoon into the evening for Parker as she takes the 0-1 high, a ball and a strike. I like the way he's thinking. Haney at first, Garcia at second, the 1-1. That's a little out. 2 balls and a strike. We see you there, Kim Doc Mommy. Vince in Norman watching on his birthday. Happy birthday, Vince. And Joe in Frisco. What's up, Joe Humphrey? 2-1 is hammered foul on the left field line. Amanda and Braylon out in Blair, Oklahoma. Suzanne and Greg are in Jacksonville, Florida. Paige is checking in from Tulsa. Big birthday weekend as well for one Paige Cole. Mark is in Reno. A 2-2 count. Ball 3. That was a pretty good spot.
It's a very good spot. And talk about discipline with 2 strikes. But that hasn't, really and truly, it hasn't been a strike. I mean,
all game for either pitcher.
No, it hasn't.
Parker pops one into shallow left field. This is trouble. It's down. It's down. Rounding third, heading home is Garcia. Coach Castle will hold up at third. Helton. And it's an RBI double from Ella Parker, and it's 10-0 Sooners. And Sid Barker is going to get an opportunity here with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And you could see Diamond Leslie giving everything she had out in left field, trying to make a play, but not hit hard, but able to find some green that in no man's land that no one can get to. But Leslie, heck of an effort.
That will be RBI number 22 on the season for Ella Parker. And here's Sydney Barker. She was heading into the weekend one of the team leaders in RBI. And Cassidy Pickering went crazy. She'll hit here in Sid Sanders' spot. That was ruled a double for Ella Parker. So she stands at second with 1 out. Second and third. The pitch. This is low. Barker's season average, .318. She's had a handful of opportunities with runners in scoring position. She's batting .500 with runners in scoring position. 7 hits this year. 3 homers, 2 doubles, and 1 single. No, 3 homers, 2 triples, 1 double, and 1 single. 3, 5, 6, 7. Math has never been my strong suit. That RBI total again, 14 for the freshman. Here's the 2-0. Good spot, 2 balls and a strike. See guys back here tomorrow for Oklahoma and Kansas City. 2-1 pitch. Up high, ball 3. I haven't even seen Kansas City here. So,
yeah.
And I know they are because they played a game here and they played a couple down at Love's Field. They lost 9-1 to this Marshall team. Here's the 3-1 to Barker. Oh, she had a cut now. 3-2, swing and a miss. And the opponent tomorrow at 145, Kansas City has had a rough start. They're 1-12 on the year. Here's the 3-2 pitch. I didn't mean to. Check swing, foul at the plate. Look at my man, Evan Davis, watching from their spot at Sooner Village. Demetrius and Brentwood and Cherry and Lake Houston. There's a fly ball to right field. Racing over, making the catch down the line is Hoskins. Runner tags. The throw is a little up the line. Helton slides around in the attempt, and it's an RBI on the sac fly. 11-0 Sooners, and Sid Barker comes in and does her job, drives in her 15th run of the season. And here is Cassidy Pickering, the 10th batter the Sooners will bat around here in the third.
Barker doing a good job. Saw a lot of pitches and worked the count. And that pitch right there even caught her a little bit out on her front foot, and she recovered well and found a way to get the job done. And I'll say this, the last person you want to face right now with a runner in scoring position or a runner on base, period, is Cassidy Pickering.
She's on some kind of heater. Preseason All-SEC pick. Was named a Softball America Freshman All-American. Takes the first pitch for ball one. Feel like she's been on a bit of another planet with her swing since we got back from the Waco trip. Here's the 1-0. Even her check swings are hit hard, fouled off. Four RBI game here against Marshall on Saturday. Had a 3 RBI game on Monday against Bowling Green. Of course, the 3-run walk-off home run. Here's the 1-1. A little bit out. 2-1.
You could feel, I was on the call with you out in Waco. It was just a matter of time for Pickering to just kind of get in the swing of things. And it has been something to watch here in the past couple of weeks.
2-1 is outside, ball 3. Just to kind of give you guys an idea, since returning from the final game in Baylor, she's had 4 multi-hit games in that span. The 3-1 is way outside, ball 4. Second walk of the game. First and third.
Something I truly believe this. Sometimes your sophomore year, and as we've got Pickering at first as a sophomore coming off a tremendous freshman season. Ella Parker, another sophomore on third base right now, coming off a tremendous freshman season.
First pitch to Nelly is low for ball 1.
Sometimes as a sophomore you come in and you try to duplicate what you did, and I feel like sophomores sometimes are the season that you see the most pressing.
There's a grounder to the right side. Got plenty of time for Ulrich to throw to first, and they get Nelly, but the damage is done. That third inning lasted like 2 days.
It's a minute.
Felt like it was Friday when that thing started. It finished this thing in third. Corey Hicks is now the catcher for Kirsten Deal, with Ella Parker out in left, Cheney Helton in center, and Maya Bland in right. Back to work for Kirsten Deal. Get your scorecards out, everybody. All right, so here is my math on Cassidy Pickering and the run that she's been on over the last 8, now into 9 games. As the first pitch from Deal. A little bit off, ball 1. Didn't look like it missed by much. She's 11 of her last 18 with 14 runs batted in, 5 home runs, and 11 runs scored.
That's all right.
That's not bad. Here's the 1-0. Grounded to the left side. Ooh, bobbled. Picked up, though, by Nelly. Throws and got it. I think Sid Barker looks pretty smooth over there at first. We got to get our first baseman's mitt, though, right? Look at that.
You don't see that every day.
I used to think if you had a first baseman's mitt that you were rich.
Okay.
Whenever, like, that was a sign of wealth to me. If you were able to have a really nice first baseman's mitt, you were You were definitely one of the cool kids. Probably had HBO, maybe Nintendo as the first pitch is a strike.
You're dating yourself a little bit here, Blaine.
I've noticed that. Any of these conversations I start having about things when I was a kid, you're like, whoa, that was a really long time ago. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's high. 1-1. Sorry. Just, you know. Paige Simpson, the shortstop. 0 for 1 on the day. Popped out to short her last time up. The 1-1 misses low and away. 2 balls and a strike. I guess that all goes to say that Sid Barker over there without a first baseman's mitt still looks smooth.
Absolutely.
It is pretty cool to look out to center field and see Cheney Helton. 2-1 pitch is up high. Coweta, Oklahoma, home of the legendary Ricky Bryan, one of the all-time great Sooner defenders. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch popped up right side. Is there room for Ailana? There is. That's probably one of those communication pieces that would be a little bit different between a natural like Sid Sanders over at first and Agbayani. In this instance, Ailana's like, don't worry, I got you. 2 away.
You see the grin and
yeah.
Hey, Agbayani, just a junior, but just veteran.
Yeah.
I mean, she's so seasoned in what she does.
Here's Chandler Hoskins. First pitch strike. One other admission here real quick, TJ,
Okay.
before we get too far. This has been the worst scorebook I have ever kept for an opponent. So I apologize for my scorebook, Marshall. We'll clean this up. Hoskins 1 for 1. Swings through. This, of course, all started because we didn't get the Marshall lineup until pretty close to first pitch.
Just a minute.
No, you know what? Actually, that's wrong. We got that one fairly early. The Oklahoma one we got a little later. I have no excuses, Marshall. None whatsoever.
Say this, have you ever been to Huntington, West Virginia, where Marshall's at?
Ooh, the 0-2 pitch hit Hoskins, and you could hear it here. She'll jog down to first base. She wore that. Mm-hmm. The answer is no.
Okay.
But when we would go to Morgantown, football and Big 12 play,
Hoskins
I'm
wore that one in a tough spot.
She's still down. And by down, I just mean for those of you on the radio side, TV side, is like, what is this crazy person talking about? I can see her right there. But she's in that catcher's position over on the first base bag talking to the athletic trainer. I mean,
that's done.
That came in and you could hear it. It didn't catch an Evo shield. It didn't catch, I don't even know if it caught a thread. It just sounded like it caught skin.
Well, and it's starting to cool off here. I mean, that did not feel good. And it looks like we're going to see a pinch runner here.
They'll turn to Ava Blake to run, and don't blame him. Give her a second to shake it off, then you can re-enter her if she wants. She's kind of holding up under her rib cage, so here's Abby Darnley.
But what I was getting at is Huntington, I've been there. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool college town.
Did you guys play there?
No, I was there coaching.
Abby Darnley, first pitch right on the outside corner from Deal, strike 1.
But good facility and just a neat college town and everything that they've got there in Huntington. Just a really cool environment.
No balls and a strike to Darnley, who doubled her last time up. Pitch is high. I would like to say this scorebook isn't as bad as I initially thought it was. There's just not a lot that's gone on, unfortunately, for Marshall. Kirsten Deal's been really good here today. 1-1, grounded sharply, foul down the third baseline.
She has, and she's scattered 3 hits so far. Abby Darnley, who's at the plate right now, had a double back in the second, but I think if you look at Deal and what she's done here tonight, it's been good. I think we've seen her pitches be sharper at times.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Deal to Darnley. Popped up to center field. Abby Dayton ranges, or pardon me, Cheney Helton ranges over into right center field to make the catch, and that'll do it for Marshall in the top half of the fourth. No runs, Runner stranded on the hit by pitch. Solid night for Kirsten Deal. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Oklahoma 11, Marshall nothing. This is Sooner Softball.
Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Tia Malloy will lead things off for the Sooners here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 11 runs on 6 hits for the Sooners. They have left no doubt here against Marshall. There's the first pitch. Oh, pardon me. Not Tia Malloy at the plate. This is Corey Hicks, who has taken Malloy's spot. It's like, is Tia Malloy trying to bat right-handed? Hicks, the very talented young catcher. First pitch is a little bit up. One ball and one strike. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit in.
It's a pretty good spot. Again, we've seen this zone has been tight on both ends, and I think Kirsten Deal has had to deal with it a little bit. The zone has been tight on the corners.
Hicks is looking for her first career hit. Tonight we had Maya Bland homer for the first time in her career. And Hicks finds herself ahead on the count, 3 balls and a strike. Alana Agbayani waits on deck. Ooh, that pitch works its way back right over the middle for strike 2.
You could see Darnley go back in. She was set up on the outside corner and go back in. Little bit of a missed spot there.
Here's the full count pitch to Hicks. She was way out in front of it and ripped it foul on the third base line. Maddie Veal back to work. Third pitcher of the night for Marshall. You saw for a little bit whenever Cole came in out of the pen. Emily Cole took a little bit for the Sooners to get adjusted. And when they did, look out. Here's the 3-2. Hicks slow roller toward short, cut off by TT at third. The throw got him. There has been a massive allegation levied in the shout-outs tonight, DJ.
All right.
There's an allegation by one Jim Gasser of me throwing someone under the bus.
Okay.
I will fight against these allegations. By the way, Bruce Burdett hit us up on the shout-out line and said this home plate is located where his first apartment was with his wife 57 years ago. As the first pitch, Agbayani misses for a ball. 57 years ago. March 1st. What would that be math-wise? Bruce, what were you guys doing? 1-0 is a little bit up. Yeah, this is, I love the location for this stadium.
Absolutely.
Like, right here on the corner of Imhoff and Jenkins, and just down from the baseball stadium with the new Viersden complex going in for the women's and men's gymnastics team. I say new, renovated. The 2-0 is in for a strike, 2-1. But it's really cool to see how this stretch has grown, and the golf facility that Ryan Hibble has is amazing. 2-1 pitch is in for a strike, right by Jimmy Austin, and of course, our Jimmy Austin OU Golf Club player of the game.
Well, and everything being right here, it's like its own little Olympic Village, right? Like
I like that.
We're sitting here right now. We can see the lights from the baseball stadium.
2-2, swing and a miss. It's a rarity for Agbayani. And there's 2 away for the Sooners. And at Emmerling's spot, here's Maya Bland, who hit a 2-run home run her last time up.
And I will say this: we saw Emily Cole earlier with the immense change of speeds nearly every pitch. Veal does a pretty good job mixing speeds. We'll see her bring pitches in at a pretty good velocity. That pitch, kind of a mid-range, missed upstairs just a bit, but doing a good job of mixing speeds as opposed to what we saw from Cole, who, again, kind of reminiscent of a knuckleball pitcher.
1-0 pitch misses, 2-0.
But the pitchers on this Marshall staff, we've seen just a good mix of speeds and do a good job.
The 2-0 count to Bland. She showed a bunt. Takes it low, ball 3. By the way, Soon to the Boom reached out to the booth. Wanted us to send a get well soon to B.J. Jones, who's at home while recovering from surgery. Get well soon, B.J. Jones. The 3-0. Strike 1. And Joshua did jump on board by saying, you got to remember, if they had a nice first baseman's mitt, you know they had an old satellite dish.
Oh.
That's when you knew you had made it when I was a kid. The 3-1 is ball 4.
I'm sitting here talking about first baseman's mitt.
Well, it's 11-0.
No.
Okay?
At one point, my dad caught me every day growing up, right? And at one point, I know he used a first baseman's mitt, right? It was whatever we had.
Yeah.
And
you were obviously rich then if you had one at your house.
No, you didn't let me finish.
Here's Gabby Garcia. The first pitch is up high. Go ahead.
I won't even say we had a satellite dish. But no, he had a Guerrero mitt.
Oh.
Yes.
Pedro Guerrero.
I've never seen any others except for the 2 that my dad had. One was a first baseman's mitt and one was a catcher's mitt.
How about that?
Yep.
1-0 was fouled back by Garcia. Gabby's had herself what you would call a weekend for the Oklahoma Sooners. She hit home run on the season number 3 back here in the second inning. Walked and scored in the third. A 2-homer day as the 1-1 is up high. 2-1. 3 home runs on the season, average up to 300. 8 runs batted in, and kind of looking the part as maybe that 9-hole hitter for the Sooners here in 25. Here's the 2-1. Well, she had a big cut and rips it down the left field line, but that's fouling out of play.
And if she can continue into conference play, what she's been doing in that 9 slot, I mean, fans have been so lucky to see these offenses coming out of Oklahoma in recent years, but to see production out of the 7-8-9.
The 2-2 pitch just missed. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, 145 tomorrow. I think at one point we were mad about an out-of-the-box call in this game.
Yes.
Full count pitch, fouled back. Maya Bland was going. Coach Casso has added the jacket and a new first base coach in T.R.A. Jennings. Now, the backstory there is that Fale Palima Steele, Fale Palima of you, is due soon to have her and her husband's first child. That's fouled back. And honestly, I think Fale loves softball so much she would probably be here as soon as she possibly could, but we want her to enjoy that time with her first baby. So Tiare will be taking over as the first base coach when Fale exits for maternity leave. Full count is ball 4. So Tiare Jennings will every now and then get an opportunity to go out and get her feet wet.
And it's kind of cool. I got to talk to Tiare before the game started today, and I hadn't seen her since last year. And talking to her a little bit about how things are going, she's like, I love it, and it's so cool being on the other side. So it's always fun to hear former players talk about their first year in a coaching role.
Jenny Helton takes a big swing and a miss.
And it made me laugh because I remember using that exact same verbiage at her point when I was a long time ago. But you kind of go like, man, it's different, and it's kind of neat seeing things from the other side.
The 0-1 pitch misses up high, 1-1. Helton walked her last time up. I think it's one of the coolest things whenever a player comes back to be a grad assistant. 1-1, big cut, swing and a miss, strike 2. And at least for me, being blessed enough to get to travel with this squad all over the country, you spend a lot of time with the support staff, and you know, it gets to hang around with Tiare a heck of a lot more than you ever did as a player. Helton, big swing and a miss. That'll do it. But barring a Monumental comeback from Marshall. The Sooners are 3 outs away from ending this thing in run rule.
Riverwind is OKC's favorite casino experience.
For comprehensive coverage of college baseball and softball all season long, tune to SiriusXM SEC Radio, channel 374 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app. SiriusXM is the home of your favorite team and conference, including live games, plus interviews and analysis. So cheer along with the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/SEC Radio 2025.
Brahms is serving delicious cheeseburgers, freshly squeezed limeade, creakle cut fries, hand-dipped ice cream milkshakes, and sundaes made with Brahms A2 fresh milk. Brahms, farm fresh for over 50 years, proud partner of Sooner Athletics. 11-0 Sooners. Peyton Monticelli in the game to close it out for Oklahoma. And for the first time this weekend, we see Peyton Monticelli. Babe Feringa is 0 for 1 on the day. She had a cut and fouled it back.
I really like, and I feel like we've seen Monticelli in this role quite a bit this season. I really like seeing her as a closer. And, you know, you don't hear that terminology in softball a ton. But again, this staff has the opportunity to use pitchers for matchups. And Monticelli, as that pitch misses inside, but she throws so hard. I mean, just what a weapon out of the bullpen late in the game, especially after you've seen Kirsten Deal from the left-handed side.
Bouncer to the left side. Nice play by Nelly. Throws across to Barker. 1 away. And the numbers have been pretty good for Monticelli. She's 1-0 in 7 2/3. 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. 13 strikeouts and just 1 walk. A 2.74 ERA. She has been fun to watch develop. Had the one rough start against Hofstra on this. Was that our Saturday game or our Sunday game?
That was Sunday.
Sunday game. That's right. First pitch.
I will say, you read off that stat line. What I like, 1 walk.
Yeah.
Right, and just we talked about Deal having grown so much over the years and showing command. I think we've seen that growth in Monticelli from last season to now as well.
Here's the 0-1. Looped into left field, a base hit. I mean, that was the definition of a looper off the bat of Keisha Parks. And she's got a 2-hit day.
Yeah, Parks in the 9-hole. Doing a good job of just getting enough of it, but a ball in on her hands and got jammed, but found a way.
Top of the lineup, Brooklyn Ulrich. First pitch, a little out, ball 1. We got down there pretty quick last night for a post-game interview. How you feeling about tonight? I feel a little bit more spry tonight.
Did you put a timer on it? We need to start putting a timer on it.
Ooh, that's good. And then you can gauge how heavy I'm breathing. Bouncer back up the middle. Could be 2. Could be ball game to second for 1 to first. No.
Well, I'm going to time you tonight. And we get a good gauge. We'll make a spreadsheet.
You're like Rich Eisen. You'll be timing me out to see what it looks like. Payne Monticelli stares into Diamond Leslie. First pitch swinging, popped up behind home plate, out of play. The one thing it has, at least over the last few minutes, done is it's definitely cooled off a bit.
Yeah.
So the short sleeve shirt heading down to talk to coach is not necessarily the smartest decision I've ever made. Here's the 0-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. The idea of Peyton Monticelli in this role is something that the Oklahoma Sooner coaches really like a lot.
Well, it's a luxury you don't always have.
Yep. Here's the 0-2. Popped up behind home plate. Is there room for Ellerling? No.
And I think the biggest part of that, too, is you've got to have someone like Peyton Monticelli who embraces it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and she absolutely has. So, again, just what a weapon Peyton Monticelli is out of the bullpen, especially late in games to slam the door.
No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Just missed. This place was ready to explode. I thought she had it. I thought it was perfect. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch skipped in, 2-2. Good job by Corey Hicks.
Yeah.
That's something we haven't got to see a lot of from the freshman, but does a good job in getting down and smothering that. Even with an 11-0 lead, everything matters. The 2-2. Oh, nearly hit her, ball 3.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit earlier, too, but, we've seen some shifts defensively. People getting some pinch hit opportunities. You got to take advantage of every opportunity you get.
Every opportunity, yep. The 3-2 is lined to second. Full game. Snagged by Agbayani. And the Sooners use the long ball, solid pitching, and absolutely elite defense to sweep the day. And they put an exclamation point on it with a run rule 11-0 win over Marshall. Outstanding performance all the way around from the Sooners. We'll head down to the field for our post-game conversation with Patty Gasso next. This is Sooner Softball from Learfield.
Looking to declutter? Donate to Goodwill Central Oklahoma today. Your gently used clothes, furniture,